Hi, I'm Jared Siebert, and welcome to the LifePlan instructional video series. In this series, we're going to be discussing the basics of how you and your congregation can work through a life plan. The idea behind a life plan is for churches to reacquire their sense of mission, to reacquire their vision for who God wants them to be in their context. The way we do that is through knowing what time it is. That's the first step. Knowing what time it is a moment where we take a look at what's happening in the life of the congregation, and we look at what's happening outside in the broader context. And by bringing information and doing research from those two sources, we develop a bit of a picture of what needs to be on the agenda of the church. From there, we find God's opportunities. And what we mean by that is taking a look and saying, here's what the context needs, and here are the special gifts and abilities that our church has that can meet some of the needs of that context. This is going to involve a number of people who have skills in doing some research and the ability to do writing. And what you're looking for is a very quick 4 or 5 points that comes from your understanding of what's happening in the church and what's happening outside the church. From there, we enter into a period which we call trusting each other. And in this moment, and this is probably one of the keys to the life plan, is that we have meaningful conversations with each other. One of the challenges with a number of strategic planning methodologies is that these are often conducted just by the leaders. And it's the leaders who do the research, leaders that have all of these aha moments. And the challenge from that system is that those people then have to go and sell to the congregation their particular vision or idea. What we're trying to do in this season of trusting each other is bring all of that research, all of that understanding out onto the table and having a meaningful conversation about it. And what we're looking for arising out of that conversation is 4 or 5 really good ideas that the church would like to tackle in the next 2 years. After we have that trust each other moment, we dream up a plan. And when we say dream up a plan, what we're looking for is for the pastor, for ministry team leaders, for congregation members to sit down with what arose from that meaningful conversation that we call the dream session, to try to take those 4 or 5 ideas and add them into the life and the structure of the church. You're going to be looking at changing the pastor's job description. You're going to be looking at board responsibilities. You're going to be looking at how ministry teams actually function together and how they are going to work together to accomplish these goals and these dreams. From there, once we have a solid plan, we engage the accountability structures in our local congregations to stay on target. We can also take advantage of the accountability structures that we've created as your part of the rest of the denomination. Your pastor is involved in a network. When you meet at regional gatherings, there can be areas and moments where we talk about what it is that God wants us to do. And then finally, we rinse and repeat, just like it says on the shampoo bottle. We take this process, we work it through, and then within the next 2 to 3 years, we take another look at where the congregation is at and what's happening outside. We start it all over again. So as we walk through these video series, I just want to give you a few little tips and tricks that we've learned along the way, and hopefully they can help you get the most out of what God wants to accomplish in your church.